Fashion Trivia Speed Round 7. Track how many questions you can get right. Question: which actor wore a velvet tuxedo jacket with no shirt to the 2019 Oscars, breaking red carpet conventions? The answer is Jason Momoa. Fun fact: Momoa wore a pink Fendi tuxedo designed by Karl Lagerfeld. Question: which designer created Jennifer Lopez's green jungle print dress at the 2000 Grammys? The answer is Versace. Fun fact: the dress was so iconic it inspired the creation of Google Images. Question: which actress made history in 1969 by wearing trousers to the Oscars red carpet? The answer is Barbra Streisand. Fun fact: she wore a sparkly Arnold Scassi pantsuit when she won Best Actress for Funny Girl. Question: which designer is known for the revenge dress worn by Princess Diana? The answer is Christina Stambolian. Fun fact: Diana wore the off-the-shoulder black dress after Prince Charles's public admission of infidelity. Question: which actress wowed in a swan dress at the 2001 Oscars? The answer is Bjork. Fun fact: her quirky Marjan Pajoski gown remains one of the most talked about red carpet looks ever. Question: which actress wore a pearl-covered gown worth millions to the 2015 Oscars? The answer is Lupita Nyong'o. Fun fact: her gown featured 6,000 pearls and was designed by Calvin Klein. Question: which model wore an iconic gold safety pin dress by Versace in 1994? The answer is Elizabeth Hurley. Fun fact: the daring dress instantly made her a fashion icon. Question: which 18th century French queen was known for extravagant gowns and towering wigs? The answer is Marie Antoinette. Fun fact: her lavish style symbolized the excess of the French monarchy. Question: which designer is known as the King of Red Carpet, dressing countless Oscar winners? The answer is Valentino. Fun fact: Valentino Garavani is especially known for his signature Valentino Red. Question: which singer wore an enormous pink gown with layers of ruffles to the 2019 Met Gala? The answer is Lady Gaga. Fun fact: she had multiple outfit reveals during the event, all designed by Brandon Maxwell. Question: which 1930s Hollywood starlet made satin bias-cut gowns famous? The answer is Jean Harlow. Fun fact: her glamorous gowns set trends for screen sirens. Question: which European city is home to the Avenue des Champs-Élysées, a hub of luxury boutiques? The answer is Paris. Fun fact: Paris is often called the fashion capital of the world, with couture houses like Chanel and Dior. Question: which Italian city is home to Via Monte Napoleone, one of the most expensive shopping streets globally? The answer is Milan. Fun fact: Milan hosts one of the Big Four fashion weeks alongside Paris, New York, and London. Question: which U.S. city is home to Fifth Avenue, where major department stores and flagship designer shops are located? The answer is New York. Fun fact: New York was the birthplace of American sportswear fashion in the 20th century. Question: Which European city is home to Savile Row, famed for its bespoke tailoring? The answer is London. Fun fact: London has influenced global style with designers like Alexander McQueen and Vivienne Westwood. Question: which Asian city is known for districts like Harajuku, influencing global streetwear? The answer is Tokyo. Fun fact: Tokyo fashion combines avant-garde innovation with quirky subcultures like Lolita and Visual Kei. Question: which fashion movement of the late 1960s emphasized handmade bohemian styles? The answer is hippie fashion. Fun fact: tie-dye, fringe, and ethnic prints defined the hippie aesthetic. Question: which 1990s trend featured plaid skirts and knee socks inspired by the movie Clueless? The answer is preppy fashion. Fun fact: the film influenced a revival of tartan patterns in teen fashion. Question: which 2000s celebrity trend included trucker hats, velour tracksuits, and oversized sunglasses? The answer is Y2K fashion. Fun fact: Paris Hilton and early 2000 stars defined the era's flashy style. Question: which decade popularized flapper dresses with fringe and beads? The answer is 1920s. Fun fact: the Roaring Twenties brought Jazz Age style and liberation for women. Question: which decade was defined by bell-bottom pants and disco fashion? The answer is 1970s. Fun fact: the disco era emphasized metallic fabrics, sequins, and platform shoes. Question: which decade embraced minimalism with slip dresses and grunge flannel shirts? The answer is 1990s. Fun fact: the 1990s ranged from Calvin Klein minimalism to Seattle grunge. Question: which decade popularized poodle skirts and leather jackets? The answer is 1950s. Fun fact: the 1950s youth culture celebrated rock and roll and sock hops. Question: which decade made psychedelic prints and go-go boots popular? The answer is 1960s. Fun fact: youthful mod fashion from London spread worldwide. Question: which decade's youth culture embraced neon, leg warmers, and aerobics fashion? The answer is 1980s. Fun fact: fitness crazes influenced mainstream fashion with spandex and lycra. Thanks for watching. Comment below to let us know how many questions you got right. If you like this video, tap like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and share with friends. See you in the next video.